Hello, this is Paul with the Tenant File Property Management Software. I'd like to do a brief overview of Tenant File Cloud. And the first thing that you see here is the desktop. That's what you're going to see when you first get into the program. You'll see just broad information, last month's income, net income, vacancy snapshot, work orders, the most recent work orders, security deposits that are need to be processed, and action items. So it's very comprehensive overview of what's in the program. The first thing that you really need to pay attention to is this left-hand side here, and you see current property. Uh, I'm going to click on company profile, so you'll see all the choices on the left. Uh, Pretty much everything that you need to do is going to be here on the left-hand side. There's also things across the top that you'll be working with, like tenants and bank deposits and paying bills and things like that. The first thing to note is I'm going to click on properties, and this will be a list of all the properties that are in the program, and you can use throughout the whole program. You can click on edit, the pencil icon, to make changes to something. So properties have units, and that depends on whatever you have selected here. So if you click on units and select a property, then that shows you all the rental units that are connected to that particular property. I'll let's say change to a different property, and there's the units that are connected to that one. So you see how that works. It's very similar with the tenants. That's up at the top. So if you click on tenants, you'll see the tenants that are connected to the selected property. And right here in this first column, if you click on the address, that loads all the tenant information. It's very easy to get to in a one screen. It shows you the email, phone numbers, move-in dates, lease dates. And if you scroll down a little bit, this is basically the tenant ledger, very similar to the tenant file, where you'll see all income, all credits and debits. It does have a running balance, which is nice. You'll see any work orders that are connected to that tenant, comments and notes, reminders, emergency contacts, lease violations, and notices to vacate. So it's very intuitive the way that this works. And again, it's all based upon the property. Now, if you go up here and click on check register, you can have a check register that's connected to an individual property, or you can choose to have just one check register for all your properties, and that's in the settings. Here you have reports. You have quite a few different reports. If you're going to pay a bill, that's where you would do it on the screen right here, and you choose like what unit that bill will be connected to. Same thing with deposits, like say a rent deposit. You click on the deposits button and you can add deposits here. Vendors, there's no limit on the number of vendors that you can have. These are ones that were just imported during the migration process. Applicants, you have prospects and applicants, and those eventually become tenants. So that's what we had clicked on before. You can add work orders here. There's the ability to market your properties. You can create tenant portals and owner portals, and you can even create your own website with the information that's in here. Plus, there's a help button. So coming back to the company profile that we were looking at, we looked at properties, and we looked at units, and we looked at tenants. If you're going to create a new property, you just click on the setup wizard and it'll create a property. And for example, if it's a user single family home, then it would create one unit for that property. However, if you have an apartment building, you have the ability to quickly add new units to that apartment property It's because it'll replicate one line down. So you hit this replicate link right here. So if there's something that is very similar, you just hit replicate and it'll create a new unit. We're going to get into the expense types, journal entries, and the general ledger categories in a different video, but just be aware that you can enter journal entries through the program directly into it. That's a quick overview, so you'll kind of just be a little familiar with it. And this is Tenant File Cloud, and if you need help, there is a help section right here, and there's a chat down here at the bottom. So thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later.